But everybody uses these words for different meanings. You know, some people use grit to mean one thing, and adaptability and resilience. When you're talking about grit, what do you mean?
Yeah, I have always defined grit as I started to do this work as a dogged determination in the face of difficult circumstances. Now, Angela Duckworth obviously is the kind of the premier researcher on the topic, and she goes deep into that one focused core area, and she will say it's passion and perseverance towards long-term goals. But really, when I think about those different terms of grit and resilience and adaptability, I sort of think of them as a Venn diagram. They all overlap each other, but none of them is exactly equated to another of those terms. Adaptability comes out as a key to grit, for sure. It's a key element of grit. And resilience, as I started to do more and more work into grit, I had thought of it initially, and it turned out to not at all be this, that it was this one element, like this element you could take off the shelf and employ when you needed to employ it. And what really became evident over these years of interviews of other leaders in their fields as well, is that grit is really woven into the core of who we are. And we'll get into that in the framework later, I know, but it's really it is absolutely something you pull out for mile 23 of the marathon, as I like to say. You certainly need to pull out that discrete piece then, but it really is a long-term sort of a character attribute as well. So it's sort of a both and it makes it much more nuanced, I think, than we sometimes discuss it.
Yeah, I like that idea of the Venn diagram, that there's the grit, there's the adaptability, there's the resilience, and we might add to that, sometimes people talk about positivity as well as yet another piece. And what I find fascinating about this in the face of adversity is it's hard to know which one of those you really need. Like, do I just keep gutting it out, kind of that dogged determination and I don't really change? Or do I adapt and shift and go a completely opposite direction? Or do I lean into this positivity and gracefulness? I mean, how do you decide which one is needed?